Welcome back. In the first lecture, we have seen what exactly is the meaning of system, control system, then objectives of control system and its broad classification. And at the end, we discussed that the entire course will be based on the control systems for continuous time, linear time invariant systems. Also, we have seen some sort of classification based on the control system strategy, and that was open loop versus closed loop, feedback versus feed forward, manual versus automatic, and tracking versus regulatory. So, in this lecture, we are going to discuss what exactly is the meaning of open loop control system, how it works, what are its features, and its real life examples. Then what is closed loop system, its operation, its features and its real life examples, followed by the comparison between these two systems. So let us start with the open loop control system. So what exactly is the open loop control system? In the previous lecture what we have seen that in the control system there will be a system and a controller, and output of controller is always given to the system, and system gives the output y of t. This is the controlled variable, and this will be the control signal, and that is the manipulated variable denoted by u of t, and this will be defined by the strategy. This was discussed. So in open loop control system, here we provide the set point. Set point is nothing but the desired value of controlled variable y of t or output y of t, and it denoted by r of t. So in this case, this control signal has no impact of the system output y, and it is totally defined by the set point r. And that means here the controller has a function which has one-to-one correspondence between the set point and control signal. So for if this is a set point, then this should be the u that is stored in a controller, and accordingly it works. It never measures output y whether it is equal to r or not. It never takes the feedback for the comparison with r, and that is why it is the open loop control system. So what I can say, let us try to define it briefly. Open loop control system is a control system in which control signal is independent of system output. Correct. And then how it works as discussed. So if I give, let us consider that we have a temperature control system, and in that temperature control system, irrespective, say I want to keep the temperature at 100 degrees centigrade. So that is known, and accordingly the controller will adjust the current through the loop. Why I am reconsidering this example? Because the same example was considered earlier, whereas there are far more better examples to elaborate this concept. I will come to that also. But let us stick to the earlier one. So if, say for example, let me draw it. This is AC supply, and here I will apply the set point. And what is this? This is oven. What is this? This is heater. And what will happen? Depending upon set point, automatically this controller will adjust the current through this heater. And it will not measure how much is the temperature inside the oven, whether it is exactly equal to set point or not. So in this case, if you have the exact knowledge of the system that if I want to keep 100 degrees centigrade, this should be the input, then only it is possible to get the accurate results. Otherwise, the results are inaccurate. Let us reconsider another example, the same example of tank. Let this be a control valve, and say I want level at this level inside the liquid at this value. So what I will do here, I will have a controller. And I will apply a set point, and this set point will decide what should be the valve opening. This is a flow inlet, flow outlet. Okay. So now in this level system, what happens? Some liquid is going outside the tank through this pipe. Now level will be at steady state when these two flows are equal. So if I know I want to set the level here, then what is the output flow rate? The same I shall maintain here. Because this is a non-linear system, and depending upon the level inside, this flow rate will change. So if I know at every level what is the outlet flow rate, accordingly I will set to the controller that if this is the set point, open the valve to this extent. But for that I must have a complete knowledge of the system. And again further, if now what happens, if I pour a water, somebody comes and pour water through a bucket, this is a disturbance. So to that disturbance will not be felt by the controller, and result will be inaccurate. So this is what is happening in case of open loop control system. The better examples now I will tell you. Say all timer based systems. All timer based systems are open loop systems. How and why? Let us consider the example of a traffic signal. So at a square, suppose there is a signal arrangement. So for every side there will be some time allocation. So it is based on the time and not on the traffic. Because here our control variable is traffic. What we want to control? We don't want to control the time, we want to control the traffic. But what is done? Based upon certain information of the traffic, we are keeping certain time for every direction. And when the time elapses, the signal goes red. Then it doesn't seize what is the traffic from that side. So even if there is a choke up of traffic, it will operate only on the basis of timer. So this is the open loop system. Another example I can take as a timer based washing machine. Say what I can put, I will put it here. Say traffic signal. Second one is timer based washing machine. Now you might have used a washing machine which is a timer based. Different operations are there. Dryer is there, washer is there, and they are operated for a certain time. The settings are given. But what is the main purpose? What is the control variable? Control variable is dirt inside the clothes. So our purpose is to remove the dirt from the clothes, but we are not at all checking how much is the dirt present in the clothes after a certain time. But instead what we are doing, we are putting certain timer, say wash for 15 minutes. It is open loop. So if same lot of clothes of same weight is put inside the washing machine, it is operated for a certain time and taken out as a batch, and then same weight, same clothes on the next day with more dirt. If we operate the machine for same time, you will not get the clothes clean as earlier. Why it happens? Because we don't check the dirt present inside the clothes or in the clothes, and we are just operating based on the time. So that is why all timer based systems or open loop systems, these are the two examples of the open loop systems. Even we can convert these two systems in the closed loop systems. How, I will tell you after while covering the concept of closed loop systems. So let me one by one discuss the features of the open loop control system, and or what I will do, I will cover features one by one. Features of open loop control systems. Same thing we will do for the closed loop system, and then we will have a comparison on the basis of their features. So number one, let us discuss one by one. So in this, what is the first feature? The output is not fed back for comparison with set point. Because what is our prime objective? We want y is equal to r, but we are not comparing. Yes, though it is there, we are not comparing. It is not a good feature, but it is there, so it is a feature. The next feature, we can say that because of that, control signal is independent of system output, but it depends on what? It depends upon the set point, and it depends on the set point. Let us consider the third point. Due to this, what happens? Say, for example, if there is disturbance, system response become poor. Quality of the response is not good. Quality of or performance of the system is not good. Secondly, what I said, you should have complete information of the system. But if, say for example, you have wrong information, that is called as uncertainty, then the system will not perform well. So it is highly sensitive to disturbances and uncertainties. These are not good features. Then next, one by one, and as a result, what has happened? Accuracy is less. Then if it is so, then why we are using it? If it is so many disadvantages, there has to be some advantage, otherwise we would not have used it. So yes, there are certain advantages as well. Say for example, stability is not the major issue. What does it mean? In the first lecture we have discussed that for the control system, stability is must. If the system is not stable, we must convert it into stable system. So whenever you are going for the open loop control system, this stability is not the major issue, because the system is always stable. If it is stable in the open loop, the stability is not hampered, stability is not altered. Okay, then complexity is less. How complexity is less? No need to design the controller, just you should have the system information and then one-to-one correspondence, that if it is this is the set point, this should be the output, this is the set point, this should be the output. Only one equation is enough, one linear equation. There may be, instead of linear equation, there may be a profile, but once that profile is stored in the controller, nothing new is required. That is why complexity is less, and as a result cost is also less. And one more feature is there, that bandwidth is low, bandwidth is less. This also you might have studied in case of operational amplifier. For open loop op-amp, gain is high, bandwidth is less. Similar concept is applicable here. You can improve the bandwidth by means of feedback. That is a closed loop control system. So this is all about the open loop control system. Now let us move to the closed loop control system. Our entire course is based on this closed loop control system. A type of closed loop control system is a feedback system, and that we are going to use. So let us reconsider the same diagram. System, controller, this is the control signal u of t, and this is output y of t, output, this is system output, and this is controller output, also called as control signal, and now we have to obtain this input. So in case of a closed loop control system, now I will call this as closed loop control system. Closed loop control system, and what we are using is a feedback control system. Feedback control system as a closed loop control system, because feed forward control system is also a type of closed loop system, but the features are different. We are going to discuss that also, but at the later stage. So here what is done, how to obtain this, what is this signal for the closed loop control system. So in closed loop control system, the output is continuously measured. So this is measuring system, it is a sensor, and then it is fed back for the comparison with set point. Set point R of t. So this output is fed back and then it is compared with R of t, so it is a subtraction R minus y to get error signal. So this is error signal, error signal E of t. So in this case what happens, a controller is a mathematical function that has input as error E and generates control signal U. So here what happens, irrespective of the disturbance, I have not shown here the disturbance may appear here at the output or even it may appear at the control signal. But irrespective of disturbance, as continuously the output is fed back and measured, and then the error is reduced to 0 as time t progresses to infinity. So this is a closed loop control system. What is its operation? There is a system. The output is continuously measured and fed back, compared with the set point, error signal is generated, that error is applied to the control algorithm processes error signal and generates control signal U, that U of t is applied to the system, which in turns brings output Y of t at set point R of t with the desired dynamic performance. Now what is meant by desired dynamic performance? That we will see when we will learn the time domain analysis of the system. But for a while you consider that, or in the previous lecture we have shown that tracking dynamics, regulation dynamics that way. So it will move like as desired second order system response. But all these concepts will be elaborated at the later stage. And now let us consider the examples. The same examples we will take, and we may add some examples, like say for example, here what I will do, this is the oven and there is a heater. Actually there is a final control element also, which is not shown in the diagram. I will show the exact diagram of this also, and I will correlate it with this final control element. Here I have that AC supply, and here I have the controller. To this controller I am applying set point. At the same time I am measuring the temperature with the help of this is temperature measurement, and I am sending this signal to controller. Now in this case this summing point is a part of controller. The controller itself will calculate it. This total is formed as a controller in this case, but otherwise it is same. So what happens, the set point is there, temperature is measured, it is compared, the control signal is generated, it is given to the final control element. What is that final control element? That final control element may be a power control circuit which manipulates this AC supply and adjusts the current flowing through this heater. So this is what, this is again I rewrite oven, heater, and this is the temperature sensor. Same thing can be done in case of the liquid level system. Let us do it. So there will be a level sensor. I will put it in a block, level sensor and transmitter, because not only it senses but it also transmits it to the controller. Then there will be a level controller. This is a controller, level controller. Here I will apply the set point. The two are compared with each other. The error is calculated and then processed, and then with appropriate conversion of the signal it is applied to the valve. This valve is the final control element. So see, continuously level is measured, compared with set point. Accordingly it is decided what should be the movement of valve to set the level inside the tank. This is what, this is inlet flow, this is outlet flow. So the systems earlier, here the same systems, this was the open loop control system. What we did, let us consider this example. Here we measured actual level and supplied it to the controller. Then set point was also applied, error is calculated and then applied to the final control element. What is done? In the closed loop. So the loop is closed, here the loop is open. And as a result, what is done? So what I can say, the closed loop system is the control system in which output is fed back compared with set point to generate control signal. Now let us see its feature on the same basis. The points that were covered earlier, the same points we will consider. So these are the examples. Even what we can do here, this itself can be considered as an example. What I will do, let the system is motor and I want to control the speed of the motor. So output is speed of the motor. So the speed of the motor is continuously measured using a tacho generator. Tacho generator is a device which based upon the speed of the motor, it generates a voltage signal. So that voltage signal will be applied here, where there will be a set point. This set point will be a voltage corresponding to the desired speed. Error will be generated. That error is applied to the controller, and what controller does? Controller generates a signal so that a voltage supply to the DC motor is adjusted to control its speed. This also can be the example. So many examples. You can consider, say for example, speed control. We have considered temperature, level. You can consider a spacecraft. So spacecraft at certain speed it has to start, then increase the speed and then take off. So this adjustment of this speed, adjustment of the altitude, and then the path that it has to track, everything is controlled in closed loop. Everything is continuously monitored, compared with the set point, error is generated and controller will make the error zero, so that everything is on track. So this is the closed loop control system. Let us see its features. We will go through the same sequence. Features of closed loop control system. So what are the features? Number one, the output is fed back for comparison with set point. Then second, control signal depends on system output. So it is a function of system output as well as set point. Okay. Then third one, it is almost insensitive. I will say almost insensitive. It will be sensitive, but sensitivity will be very less if it is designed properly. Disturbances and uncertainty. It is sensitive. What I have said, almost insensitive, means very less sensitive. This is what I want to say. Why? What? Because even if there is disturbance, the output is that disturbance will be felt by the system measurement, and it will be detected, and that will be reflected in the error, and the effect will be nullified in the due course. Then fourth, accuracy is high. High means what? High means it is not measurable. But what I am talking is with reference to open loop control system. So it is accuracy is higher than open loop control system. Then next, point was the stability. Here stability is the issue. Stability must be addressed, because the system may become unstable if the design is not proper. So the system, closed loop system must, or controller must be designed very carefully to address the stability issue, to ensure the stability. and as compared to then the open loop system, the complexity is automatically high. Complexity is high. High means what? Higher than open loop. Then next was cost. Automatically cost also increases. Cost is high. High means what? As compared to open loop. And bandwidth is also less because feedback reduces the bandwidth. Sorry, increases the bandwidth. Bandwidth is high. So this is how closed loop system is advantageous, and our entire course will be based on this diagram. We will learn different aspects of this feedback control system for linear time invariant systems, and that in continuous time domain. And one thing more I want to show you. Let me draw it very quickly. The same diagram, but how exactly it is, I will show it to you. This is the set point, then this is the controller. I will write just control. Then this is a system, output y of t, measurement, feedback, plus minus. Now this signal, here it is shown it is applied to the system, but it is not in practice. In practice what is done, there is the final control element, there FCE I will write, final control element, and to that some supply is given, like here flow is given here. So it is like this in practice. And in practice, while designing the system, this entire portion is considered as a system, and feedback is taken from this point. So many times it is said as unity feedback system. Why it is said as unity feedback? Because this entire thing is considered as a part of system itself while developing the mathematical model of the system. So why? Because see, even if here it is shown output y, but unless you measure, how will you get this value? So you are taking output from here. In practice, you are taking output from here. In practice. But if you take it from here, then this function will be different. So this completely is treated as a system, and then even this will be treated as a system, and output will be taken from here. But for the purpose of representation and analysis, this block diagram is used, and this is the diagram which is used in practice while real life implementation. So it is enough for now. What we will do in the next class, we will have another kind of a strategy called as feed forward system, and we will compare the feedback control system with feed forward control system. So this is enough for now. Let us meet in the next class.